Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Brianna. Welcome to Breland's Books. And today is Wednesday, which means it is time for another Top 5 Wednesday. Wow, the crowd goes wild. Wow! I love Top 5 Wednesday, guys. Today, that's fun. Today, the topic for Top 5 Wednesday was Top 5 Underrated Books. These are books that just don't get as much love from the community of readers as it should. I have 5 books over here that I feel fit this category. That's woo! I didn't do last week's Top 5 Wednesday because it was polarizing books and I just feel like I didn't have a lot to add to the conversation that wouldn't just be repeating what other people had said. So I skipped last week, even though it was an interesting topic. I did read a lot of blog posts and watch a few videos on it, and I think those people had very interesting things to say, but I didn't have anything different to say than what they said, so I'm okay with it. And then I ended up not posting on Wednesday at all. I posted on Thursday instead. It was a whole thing. Technology loves me. But I do have 5 books that I'm going to dramatically slide in front of me, but you can't see. I do have 5 books today that I think are underrated and should just get more love, and I'm going to talk about why. So yeah, let's get right on into it. The first book that I have for you guys today is Tumble and Fall by Alexandra Coutts, or Coots, I think it's Coutts. Could be really wrong though, but that's what I think in my brain. That kind of hurts. I did an English final today, my brain hurts, okay? But I read this book a few months ago and I really enjoyed it. I do have a review up on my channel, so I will link that down below if you want to hear more about the book. Basically, it's about it's about the week before an asteroid hits Earth and like destroys everything. And it's really interesting. It's got a few different characters. It's got 3 narrators and they all have very different stories. The plot was really interesting. There were certain characters I cared about more and certain characters I cared about less, just as with any book, but it's a really good book. It's got a little bit of everything, like family and like intrigue and all the things you want in a book, and love and friendship and woo! And forgiveness. There's a whole lot of stuff about forgiveness in here, and it's really nice because it kind of sneaks up on you with the forgiveness. You don't think that's what it's going to be about, and then it's like, I am. But then like thinking back once I got to the that part where it sneaks up on you, I was like, okay, yeah, I probably just wasn't paying enough attention, but really good book. Check it out if you haven't. Woo! The next book that I have for you guys is underrated in a different way. It's The Red Pyramid, the entire Kane trilogy, the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. I think they're so good and so adorable. And just, I adore them, but I feel like they get really overshadowed by Percy Jackson and by the Heroes of Olympus and by his newer stuff too. And I know people still read them and like they're still loved, but I think they're definitely on par with his other books, but they're not treated as such. I didn't know a lot about Egyptian mythology going into it, so it was really interesting. And even though I don't like Egyptian mythology as much as I like Greek mythology, I still enjoyed it a lot. Like, I don't like Roman mythology at all. I still enjoyed the Heroes of Olympus series. I like Egyptian mythology okay enough. It was interesting. The bad guy was cool. I want to read these again. I don't have the 3rd one, though, so I'm waiting until I get a copy of the 3rd one. But once I buy a copy of the 3rd book, I will be rereading these because I haven't read them since they came out. So yeah. The next book that I have for you guys is The 100 by Cass Morgan. I put this book on this list not because this isn't one of my favorite books. I can say that very plainly. I did put it on this as a series that keeps getting worse because I think it started at a certain level and it's decreased since this first one. There's a 4th one though that came out there's a 4th one, The 100 Rebellion, that just came out that I haven't read yet, so maybe it gets better from where the 3rd one kind of ended. I was surprised that there's a 4th one, but why I think you should read these is because a lot of people watch the show, and why I think they're underrated. A lot of people watch the show and don't watch the books, but even if the books aren't that great, and even if the show isn't that great, I think the show's good, but I have my problems with it, okay? I'll just say that. It's a good show, but I have my issues with it, and I don't know if I'm going to watch season 4. But it is so fascinating to see how 2 people took the same concept and the same few basic characters and it became such drastic things, and I just think that's so interesting and how they're so different and they're so it just boggles my mind how different it is, how different they are from each other, and I think it's really interesting. So that's why I think these books deserve more love. Also, they're good books. Read them. They're not bad books. I just think that the first one is a lot better than the second or third. That's all. And mostly because of one character in particular. The next book that I have for you guys today is We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. This is such a good book. It's another one about an asteroid hitting the Earth and killing everyone. I read it right after I read Tumble and Fall. Oops. But this is a really interesting book. It's very, again, it's kind of cool to see between this one and We All Looked Up how two similar ideas became so vastly different, and also like how the setting changes it, because that one takes place on an island that's very secluded. This one in a city that's not at all secluded. So it's very interesting. There was one thing that happened in here that made me cry. I'll say it. I cried. Another thing that's really cool about this is that two of the characters' music is a big thing for them. So he actually wrote like full lyrics, and there's actually an album that you can listen to for this. And I think that's fascinating. The last book that I have for you guys today is The Siren by Kiera Cass. A lot of people have read the selection and talk about the selection series, but this book is so interesting and I adore it so much. I read it in like one sitting. It's not a thick book. It's kind of about the same size as her others. It's also cool because the cover is in the same style as the others, so it just looks really nice next to them on a shelf, which makes me happy. But it's so sweet. It's about a siren who is, and in this, the sirens are girls who were rescued by the ocean from drowning, and then they became sirens because they owe the ocean. So they have to serve her for 100 years, and then they can go and they can live their life, and she'll make them forget, and they can just go and live. So it's about one of them in particular. Her name is Colin. Colin. I like Colin. I just think it sounds very lovely. And it's about her journey as a siren. It's a love story. It's a very cool one. It's kind of, sort of, you get a couple of vibes, like Little Mermaid-y type vibes, because like the sirens can't talk to anyone who's not a siren because their voice will make them want to go and drown. And when a siren speaks, even if she's not busy sirening, because their main job is to get people for the ocean who drown in shipwrecks, they like call them and, whoa. The ocean is to feed. That's why there are shipwrecks. The ocean is to feed. So the sirens help her hunt for food. And it's super sad, and none of them enjoy doing it, and they all hate it, and they're all miserable when they do it. But if they speak, even when that's not happening, then the person who hears them will want to go, and they go like and drown themselves in the ocean, because they're just like, that's the magic behind it. So it's kind of Little Mermaid-y vibes, because she's falling in love with this boy, but she can't speak to him. But unlike in The Little Mermaid, they find actual ways to communicate that like are sufficient, and work well. So, but it's very interesting, lots of twists and turns, lots of other characters who are very interesting, and I just adore it, and you should read it, please. It doesn't get as much love as the selection series, even though, kind of like with the Rick Riordan's, I think it's on par, but it's a standalone. It is. It's just the one. But it's very good. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I will link the Top 5 Wednesday group down below, so if you are interested in joining, you can, or if you just want to, if you are a part of Top 5 Wednesday, I would love to see yours, so let me know down in the comments if you have like a blog or if you post a video for it or whatever, because I'm very interested and I would love to know. And other things to say, comment down below if you don't do Top 5 Wednesdays, comment down below what your underrated books are, because I'm always looking for book suggestions, and underrated books are a really good place to get book suggestions. So, if you guys have read any of these, I would love to know your thoughts. I'm done speaking. I will see you all on Friday. I hope you have a great couple of days. Read a good book. Mwah!